Hi everyone! Today we're going to do a little medium exploration. A medium is an art material that artists use. And this video is designed for students who are using oil pastels. So I have Craypas. It's actually a student quality material. It's pretty affordable. I do have some that you may have if you wanted to pick it up at the school, but you could also get them at Blick Art Materials or Michael's Arts and Crafts on Amazon. You're going to blend with your finger, then with tissues, blending with pastels, a Q-tip, and then we're going to use an oil and then try some scumbling. So this will then be posted onto your journal, your Spark page, so I know that you understood how to use the material. You're going to start with the darker color. And you can see that the oils in your finger actually help to soften or melt the pastel. So now I'm going to mix the blue and the red together, and I end up making a really nice purple. Orange and blue, when you mix them together, so blue is a primary color, and if I add that on top of orange, I end up making like a brown, right? A brown. So you want to like make sure that you're not, like, if you have to clean your finger, but you want to make sure that you're not making orange and then mixing it into the blue. So that's why I said start at the top and work your way down. Clean your finger if you need to. And also purple is what I'm making right here. And purple and yellow are opposites, right? So purple and yellow, if you were to add yellow, which is a primary color, to your purple, you're gonna get brown too. So again, it's just making sure, like, the red is sort of the buffer color. It's the color in between my blue and my purple, and then my red and my orange. So now I'm going to blend. Now I'm going to go to the yellow and blend it up to the red. You know, if you want a brown color, then that's exactly what you would do. Mix two complements. Or if you wanted to neutralize a color or make like a, see how I just made a brown there? But it's kind of nice, like a rust. But just know that's what's gonna happen. You can pick different colors if you want, or pick the same. I might just go ahead with the same ones. Do not use black, at least right away. It's a color that I would use last. And I like to make my own blacks, your own neutrals. We're going to take a tissue. You can use a napkin, a paper towel, or just a toilet paper or a tissue, whatever you have. So I'm gonna soften it and blend it. I'm gonna start with my blue, and then I'm gonna go right into my purple, my red to make purple. Sometimes with the tissues, you don't have the oils. Gives it a slightly different effect, but you have to kind of move the tissue in a different direction, you know? So I'm kind of going both directions to blend it. Up and down, vertical, kind of moving it all around. So that's where you would, and maybe I will switch my colors up a little bit. Apply the color. I'll switch them up just a little bit. I'm going to add some white. And now I'm using one color on top of another to blend. I'm not using my finger, I'm not using the tissue. And then maybe I'm gonna add like a little bit of a cloud, like so I'm gonna get some white. I'm gonna clean my white and kind of go over top. And maybe I'm thinking about making like storm clouds now. Down here, I'm going to finish this little corner. Now, if it breaks off, that's okay. That's going to happen. It's just part of it. So you could still use it. You can use it on its side. Now I could even take my white and put it over top of this whole thing just to blend it all together to make it look like a sky, like a stormy winter sky. A big snowstorm's about to come. It's kind of what it looks like. Okay, that's one of my favorites too, blending just with the pastels. So blending with my finger, blending with the pastels. Now using a Q-tip. I'm gonna add some blue, maybe add some purple. Some blue over the white. I'm just kind of adding some colors. You guys don't have to overthink this. So you can use a blending stump, or now I have like a blending stump, but it's dirty. This is a blending stump, but I use this for pencil. It's called a tortillon, or you could use a Q-tip. So a Q-tip is kind of nice, especially if you want to add some texture back in. It's a nice way to blend colors together. You can almost add some line work, see? There is a technique called sgraffito, which I'm going to show you as well, where you scratch back in to it. So I'll show it to you right here. I'll just make a note that this is called sgraffito. You can use any kind of like stick. You can use an X-Acto blade, but I don't think that's necessary. This is just a wooden stick on the end of my Q-tip. So I'm just gonna make a little note here that this is called sgraffito, which is scratching to remove. All right, so now we're gonna do oil. You might not have what you need for this at your house, so don't worry about, you don't have to use oil, okay? It's just an option. Now you could use baby oil, mineral oil, you could use linseed oil or paint thinner. I didn't have any oil at all, I can't believe it, in my house, except for vegetable oil. So we're gonna try using a little bit of vegetable oil. We'll see if it works. I'm gonna go buy some mineral oil at the store later today, so it will, when I meet with you guys in person on Zoom, I'll show you how to use the mineral oil. But I just think any kind of oil is probably good enough. What it does is it allows you to paint with it. So, all right. So blending with baby oil, mineral oil, linseed oil, or some sort of paint thinner. Or vegetable oil, that's what you got. All right, last but not least for your material exploration, I want you to try doing some scumbling. So scumbling is where you just like with pencil, you make some marks. And I want you to do half scumbling and half stippling. And try blending with texture. Same thing applies. Wipe your oil pastel off to make sure you're not accidentally putting a color where you don't want it. Like, see how dirty that is? So I'm gonna clean it up. I'm scumbling. So this is an orangey, it's called vermilion, which is an red-orange. So I did make a little bit of a neutral here, and I just wanted to show you. It's a great way to make it black, right? So orange and blue makes a really nice dark shadow. If you use black straight away, it could kind of kill the tone and dull it way too much. So a wise art teacher once told me when I was in high school, and I didn't believe her until I started doing more painting, that black is the death of a painting. And when I look back at some of the works I've done, or think back, in my early days of painting, I realized she was completely right. Okay. Black can be the death of a painting. So scumbling, mark making, right? Maybe try mixing some different colors in there. Try adding some light on top of darker colors. See what happens. Scumbling. Okay, stippling. Stippling is a great way to build up value. So that is your exercise. I want you guys to work on getting this done and turned in if you're using oil pastels. And then the next step will be to apply it to your project. Okay.